Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our May 11th webinar. We're excited that you're here. Looks like we've got a nice participation group today. And we're very pleased and excited to have Donna Serdula with us, or Serdula with us today. Sorry, I mispronounced her name. Donna is a good friend of a number of your colleagues, Brett Morris and Ryan Artem, who have used her services in the past, and she'll talk more about what she has helped them with over the past. But she comes highly recommended to us, and you can thank your friends and colleagues for this introduction today. But I'm just going to read a short introduction because there's a lot packed in here, and I think it's important to read it as it is. As a business owner, author, speaker, and influencer, Donna thrives on empowering people to transform their lives and realize their most sought after goals. Let people in here. The pioneer of LinkedIn profile optimization, she built the successful website LinkedInMakeover.com more than a decade ago. In that time, she has worked with more than 6,000 executives, entrepreneurs, and professionals using a talented team of 30 writers, coaches, and branding specialists to bring dynamic storytelling to the masses. Donna and her team act as a board of futurists, creative thinkers, global brand advocates for their clients by designing success strategies that cross industries and change lives. When developing the corporate brands, Donna's vision is one of possibility. It is the foundation that inspired her to launch and establish Vision Board Media, the parent company of LinkedInMakeover.com, where she helps to infuse the global marketplace with diverse, brilliant people and products. Donna is an in-demand speaker throughout the US and has appeared on prominent media outlets such as Business Insider, Times Money Section, Wall Street Journal's Market Watch, LA Times, NBC, and Sirius XM Radio's Wharton Business Radio. She has presented keynote speeches and workshops for Comcast, NBC Universal, Columbia University, Wharton Business School, Intuit, Texas State Bar Association, GSK, and many more. Jameson. Donna earned her stripes in corporate America with more than 10 years in sales and marketing and business operations. Today, she lives in New Jersey with her husband and 4 children. As a daughter and wife of a former military, Donna believes in giving back and provides her digital products free to active duty and veterans. Welcome, Donna. We're extremely excited for your presentation today.
Thank you, Beth. That was a lovely introduction. Thank you so very much. Hi, everybody. How are you? Can I see some waving hands? Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to come in here to the chat box. Can you guys locate the chat box? I'm going to just type in good morning. Can you chat back to me good morning as well? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Great. Keep going. Just say good morning. We're going to be using the chat box to communicate back and forth with each other. Okay. So if you have any questions, if you need me to stop, if you have whatever it is, use the chat box. I'm going to be watching it throughout this presentation. So this is the way you're going to communicate with me. And right now I am going to begin to share my screen. There we go. All right, hopefully everyone can hear me. Can you see my screen? Yes, yes, yes. All right. One more thing to put in here. All right, we're ready to get started. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to give you a presentation today all about LinkedIn and branding. And you may be thinking, why LinkedIn? What's the point? And Ryan's there. He's like looking at his profile saying, hey, that's me. That is you, Ryan. You're going to be showing up a few more times in this presentation. It's how people see you. with LinkedIn, there is the LinkedIn profile, which is very much unlike the other social networks that are out there. Yes, they have a little bit of an admin area, a bio area, but nothing that truly can set a person's message and tell their story like LinkedIn. It's a place where you can build a network. This is where all of the people that you've met, you can connect with, and you can not only see who they're connected with, but you can also see who they're connected with and who you're connected with, and you can see these mutual connections. It's an amazing area that no other social network has. It's a place where you can research and you can learn more about people and companies. Simply typing in a person's name or a company in LinkedIn, you're going to get mounds and mounds of amazing information. It's also a place where you can get found. This is where people are going to look for partners. They're looking for job candidates. They are looking to hire. They're looking to make partnerships. And they're putting those keywords into LinkedIn. And if your profile is optimized, you're going to pop up to the top of the list. So these are just a few reasons why LinkedIn. I myself love it. I love it so much, and I'm going to try to share this passion I have with it for you. I've written 2 dummies books, first edition and a second edition, LinkedIn Profile Optimization for Dummies. I also had my hand in the LinkedIn Sales Navigator for Dummies. I was the technical editor for Perry Van Beek. And I run the website linkedin-makeover.com. And this is where we help people from all over the world brand themselves. We brand not just for job opportunities. A lot of people think that, but it's really about executive branding. It's about thought leadership. It's about really telling your story. And that's what we do here on linkedin-makeover.com. And because I've had this website since 2009 in my business, I've really become this almost like a 911 for professionals. And I find that every day my phone is ringing and people are calling me for a whole bunch of reasons. A lot of times they may have lost a major client. They might not be able to recruit the right talent. Sometimes they've missed a promotion. Other times it's about selling and prospecting. There's a whole bunch of reasons why people reach out to me, because at that moment when something has happened, they realize people are looking at me. People are looking at me on LinkedIn, and they're perceiving me in a certain way. And I've got to change that. I've got to showcase myself in a better way. And so really, they think they need to get on LinkedIn. They think they need a profile, but really they need help building their brand and telling their story and creating a message of who they are and what they do. A lot of times I talk about brand and people don't really know exactly what I'm referring to. But I like this definition of it. It's a trust factor. It's that like factor. It's how others see you, how they perceive you. And it's that feeling that stays behind with people and clients. It's like what they think about you after you leave the room. And for the longest of time, when we talked about brand and branding, it was always just about companies. But it's no longer just about companies. It's for professionals. It's for you guys. Now, one of the biggest issues that I see with LinkedIn is people think that the profile is your resume, and they copy and paste the fields of their resume into their profile, and they think they did a great job. But the truth of the matter is your LinkedIn profile is not your resume. Your profile, your resume should align you very specifically to the job that you're applying for. But your LinkedIn profile shouldn't do that, right? Because most of you aren't even looking for a job. Maybe you're looking to recruit better talent. Maybe you want to be seen as a thought leader or an expert within your industry. Maybe you're using it for reputation management. And in that situation, just copying and pasting a resume is going to make it look like you're looking. And that's not the image that you want to send out there. Plus, your profile is totally public. I'm so sorry. Do you guys see this? Brain, so sorry. Something just happened here. I got an error message. All right, so sorry about that. So your resume is public. Anyone and everyone can see it. And you need to be thinking in those terms. Your resume, on the other hand, is not private. It is private. It is what you give to people, and you select who gets to see it. But anyone and everyone can see your profile. Now, your LinkedIn profile should tell a story about you. And it asks, when we write a LinkedIn profile for people, we ask tough questions. What your profile should say, it should ask certain questions like, who are you? What do you do? How do you help others? Why do you do what you do? What have you accomplished? What do you want to accomplish? These are the questions that your profile, if it's going to be successful, should answer. And it should be very much goal-oriented. If you're looking for a job, it should be talking about how you're that perfect candidate. If you want to be seen as that for reputation management and executive branding, it needs to have a message that takes you in that direction. So it's very, very important to know why you're on LinkedIn and to answer these questions and tell that story. The LinkedIn profile should impress. And this is an example of a client of mine who had reached out, and this was what his profile had looked like. And he found that, he was calling them to executives and high net worth individuals, and he just wasn't getting past the gatekeeper. And he said, I don't know why. It's almost like they just feel a certain way about him. And what we did is we worked with him to really change the way he was presenting himself on LinkedIn. This is the same guy. All we did was we made sure that we had the right profile picture, we had the right background image, and we told a much more interesting story that conveyed his background and who he was. And suddenly, once we did this, things turned around for him, and he reported back that he was getting calls taken, he was making meetings, everything that he wasn't able to do prior, had changed because so many were looking at his profile and making snap decisions. Now, 1 out of 3 professionals on this planet is on LinkedIn. And actually, guys, this is kind of an old stat. I almost wonder if it's more than that. But here's a few stats that I thought were very, very interesting. 49% of buyers research vendors through their LinkedIn profile. So that to me is a huge number. People are looking. They want to know who they're going to be working with. 50% avoid sales professionals that have incomplete LinkedIn profiles. If you can't put forth the right image and you can't say exactly who you are, people feel that there's a lack of transparency or an inauthenticity. 81% of buyers are more likely to engage with a sales rep who has a strong professional brand. And I think the reason for this is people want to know who they're working with. And they feel better knowing that this person has something to say and is a part of their community. And I know buyers and sales professionals, if you think about this extends far beyond just those who are in business development. I think this really states what people feel. They want to know who they're working with. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a quick 5 minutes to an impressive introduction card. I'm going to walk you guys through how to optimize your profile. Now, not the whole thing, just the intro card, but this is what's going to get people to really take a feeling that, yes, this is who you are, this is what you do. So we're going to get that introduction card impressive. Guys, what I'd love for you to do, I'm looking over here, and I can see those of you who have your cameras turned on. Can you show me that you have your mobile phone? I want to know that you have your smartphone. Can you wave it at the camera? And those of you who aren't, you can turn your camera on and wave it. I want to just see that everybody has a mobile phone. Fabulous, fabulous. If you don't have a mobile phone, I want you to get it out. And I'm probably going to be one of the weirdest speakers in the entire world, because all of them are like, I want you to put your phone away, turn off the ringer. No, I want you to turn your phones on, and I want you to open up the LinkedIn app, because I want you guys to actually do some work here. I want you to start updating your profile along with me. So what I'd like you to do is get out that phone, open up the LinkedIn app. And if you don't have the LinkedIn app, I want you to install it for me. Yay, Ian's got it. I see it. Joe's got it. Fabulous. Todd has it. All right, guys, get it up, open it up, log in. We are going to we're going to do some LinkedIn stuff together. All right. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is that profile picture. The profile picture is very, very important. I would have to say most people are now uploading a picture. For a long, long time, no one wanted to upload a picture. They felt weird about it. They kept it empty. We just see that sort of blank silhouette there, and life went on. But the truth is, you need to have a profile picture. And what we found, LinkedIn actually has run a few tests, and they've said that if you don't have a profile picture, awesome. I see a profile picture there. Ian, you look great. You can go home. You're fine. You don't have to do anything. If you don't have a profile picture, you send out 10 messages on the LinkedIn messaging platform. You're not gonna get any responses because people think you're not real. So you have to send out 10 messages, you get nothing. Let's say you upload a picture, maybe yourself in sunglasses, maybe in the car, maybe in a bathroom, in through a mirror. You upload a picture that's not the greatest, and you send out 20 messages. That's when you get one response, because people like to do business with people who look professional, not like they're, driving in their car somewhere. You want to upload a good looking picture of yourself. When I say good looking, I don't mean you have to necessarily be good looking, but you should be smiling. You should look friendly. It should be professional. If you can get one that's professionally taken, all the better. This one wasn't. She actually just had her husband take a picture of her against a wall, and it looks fine. She worked on the lighting. She made sure it was, it was well lit, and she sends 10 messages. She's going to get 9 responses. So absolutely take that profile picture. The way to be doing it, make sure you're looking straight into the camera. I want to make sure that it's your shoulders to the top of your head. I don't want any elbows. I don't want any knees. Don't want any feet, just your head. I want you to dress professionally. I want you to zoom in, and I want you to smile. I want you guys to also resist the urge of putting any bunny ears or anything silly like that. I don't think you guys would. Looking at your pictures here, I think you'd be fine, but I still have to say it. If you're saying to yourself, I really need to get a picture taken, I'm not affiliated with this company, but I really like headshotcrew.com. Great photographers. It's a database. You can find someone in your backyard to take your photo. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the background graphic. Guys, can you open up get out your phone and click on the upper left? There should be like a little circle of yourself, and click there and click view profile. And I want you to tell me what the background graphic of your profile looks like. And can you put it into chat? Just say, my background graphic looks kind of gray, like what yours looks like here, or does it look like something different? Jen's looks a little bit like mine. All right, let me see some other people's. All right, Joe's looks beautiful. Gray. A lot of people are saying gray. Tell me if it says gray, or if it looks, you can say, or something different too. All right. All right. A lot of people are saying gray. This is fabulous. If it is gray, you have the opportunity to upload a background photo, because this is the default. This means nothing has been uploaded. You can upload something yourself. So when you decide we need to find an image to upload, what I want you to do is I want you to think about your brand, because people make snap decisions. So let's look at Howard Work here. What do you think Howard Work does? And type it into the chat box. Tell me what you think Howard Work does for a living. Coding, IT, finance, coding. Absolutely. Absolutely. How about now? What do you think Howard Work does now? Stockbroker, stocks, finance. I like the realtor. That's smart too. Right. How about now? What do you think Howard Work does now? Put it in the chat box. What do you think he does? Professor, education, teacher. Right, right. And now this is the last one. This is the last little test. What do you think Howard Rourke does now? Architect, drafter, designer, you got it. I want the same thing for you guys. I want you to think about what type of image you would like to upload. All right, someone had said originally, a little bit up here, I saw someone said that they had their 18th green at our golf course, my club's logo. Fabulous. That's the way to be thinking. How do you want to brand yourself? If you want to brand yourself with your club, that's the way to do it. Find a beautiful photo. I'm sure you have some, and that's what you want to upload. There it is. That looks beautiful, Anne. Absolutely. All right, there's a few different places where you can download an image. You can certainly go to your own website. You can use your own amount of, whatever pictures you have, or you can go to unsplash.com, or you can visit my website. I've got tons of free backgrounds that you can take. One of the things that I did is I found, I interviewed my clients. They gave me their favorite quotes, and I have a slew of backgrounds that have favorite quotes emblazoned on it. That's another great way of really showcasing who you are and what you do. All right, the next thing I want you guys to do is I want you to think about your headline. You want something that's compelling, something that's interesting. In this situation, you can see Director of Strategic Communications at Vision Board Media. This is the default headline, guys. The default headline is your current title at your current company. That's the default. That's what LinkedIn just grabs and throws up there by default. The thing is, that's not all that interesting. We want something that's going to grab people and draw them in. We also want something that's going to help you get found in search. And so what we want to do is we want to infuse this with our keywords, and we want to make it eye-catching. So when a person is looking through the search results, they are seeing those terms that they searched for, and they know that you're the perfect person, and they're going to want to click to learn more. And so here are two profiles. Here's Ryan's and Brett's, and you can see their headlines just to give you a taste.
Adding mascara.
I just want to say congratulations, Grandma.
Oh, I think someone needs to mute themselves.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No worries. So here's two headlines that we had optimized, and it really draws you in. It gives you a sense of who they are and what they do and how they help. That's what we're going for. Now, you might be saying, but that's just on the top of your profile. Who really cares? That's not a big deal. Well, the truth is, it's not just at the top of your profile, guys. This headline follows you all around LinkedIn. Wherever you are on LinkedIn, whenever you're doing any type of activity, that headline is right there next to your picture and your name. In this situation, I'm doing a name-based search, but if I was doing a keyword-based search, you see it. Those are headlines. If I decided to post on LinkedIn and I started to really push out and put forth some content, right there, right by my post is my headline. I'm posting for a job. I'm hiring people who are writers, and all of these people who have applied for that position, that's their headline right there. In fact, those people who are inviting me to connect on LinkedIn, those right here, these are all headlines. If I'm messaging a person on LinkedIn, there's my headline. It's always there. In fact, even if you look at other people's profiles and they have that people also viewed, there's your headline. It's everywhere. And everywhere I just told you, it's the truth and the same on the mobile app as well. So this is something that is really going to introduce you to people. It's between 120 to 220 characters in length. It should tell who you are. It should tell what you do and how you help. And if you can infuse your keywords, you will get higher placement in search results. So a powerful headline, if done correctly, should bring you more views to your profile and more opportunity, whatever that opportunity is that you're looking for. And so what I'd like to do is, who here has a headline that was just their title and their current position, and they would like to volunteer to get a new headline. I did see Jen, she had her hand up. Now Bridget's like me. Guys, who should we, between Jen and Bridget, who should, let's do a vote. Who would like it? Jen, did you want to do it? Because I did see your hand up, but Bridget asked first. Jen. All right, Jen's like, no, do Bridget. Okay, Bridget, where are you? I don't see you here. I don't see you on my screen here. Unmute yourself and say hello. I need to be able to hear you. Are you there? Bridget? All right, I need someone who can talk to me. So if Bridget can't do it, who else can?
Go with Jen.
Jen, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm throwing you to the dogs, girl.
Can
I'm
you hear
sorry.
me?
Yes. All right, so we're going to do the LinkedIn headline generator. This is a tool, guys, that I have on my website. It's free. It's absolutely free. I'm going to show you how to use it. And then what I want you to do is after this presentation, I want you to use it yourself. All right. Do we have a plan here? Are we all up for it? You're going to learn how to use the LinkedIn headline generator, right? Okay. I'm excited. Into the text box, into the chat box. Okay. So yes, I like exclamation points. All right. We're going to do this together, guys. Here we are. This is the LinkedIn headline generator. Woohoo. Perfect, guys. That's what I like. All right, Jen. So I'm going to show you how I got here, just so everybody can see this. This is my website. You just come here to free resources and you come down over here to the LinkedIn headline generator app. That's how you do it. LinkedIn-makeover.com. Go to free resources. You can see I've got tons of other options here as well, but we're going to do the headline. Don't do it just now. Just watch how we do this. But we're going to create this together. So I always like to start with the second step, just because I'm a rule breaker. But Jen, what is your role? What is your position?
I'm General Manager, COO.
General Manager, and I'm going to do a dash COO. Okay. If we were to describe, and now notice how it starts to build right under here. What would be an adjective that you would use to describe yourself? Are you accomplished? Are you influential? Are you innovative? Are you experienced or disruptive? Effective?
I would say dynamic and effective.
All right. Let's go with, I like dynamic. And I know it's here. There we go. Dynamic. Unfortunately, we can't do both. So we're just going to choose the dynamic. Okay. And then we're going to add a bullet here. Is there a bullet here that you like? Do you like the star? Do you like the circle? Do you like a square? This is going to act as a separator.
Okay. Let's do the star.
All right, and now we're going to add a core competency, an application, or a methodology. What do you feel you're most known for? Like, what is it that you bring to the table that you feel is truly your defining aspect?
Well, I lead a very strong team.
We can go with team leadership.
Yeah, project management might work as well. How about, no, I like strategic relationships.
All right. There we go. And then we're going to add a suffix here. So strategic relationship champion or crusader or enlightened leader. This is just to be fun. So we might not use any of those.
How about curator?
Let's go with curator. All right. Now we're going to add a new bullet. I like to always try to stick with the same bullet because I think if you go too crazy, it starts to look a little junky. Now we're going to add an extracurricular activity. Is there something that you like to do when you're not working?
Foodie.
Foodie. There we go. Awesome. We're going to add a new bullet. Now this is where we can actually do a little something different. I like to do maybe like an arrow here. And now we're going to do an add-on. And this is going to be your benefit statement. This is what's going to just sort of wrap it all up in a nice little bow. You can say, I make things happen.
No, I like affecting
change.
positive change.
Affecting positive change. There you go. And now you have a really awesome, interesting, engaging, different headline. You can go back and forth and play with this. Now, sometimes I push people here to things that's a little outside their comfort zone. So here's the thing. You don't have to go with it specifically, but use this to get an idea of how to build one. All right. So if for some people you're thinking, oh, I don't want curator, I don't want foodie, but I do like this, choose what you want. You can go back and forth and play with it. All right. So I'm copying that to the clipboard, Jen. I'm going to paste it in here for you, and you can put it on your LinkedIn profile if you'd like, or you can come back here and play with it a little bit more. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So this is an intercard that's not been optimized. We've added a profile photo. We've added a background graphic. We've added a new headline. And suddenly it really looks like this person knows what they're doing. That's what we want to be working towards. There are so many other areas, but I do want to show you this one tool that very few people know exists. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're just going to spend enough time just so you can see where it is and you can record it later. Okay. Get out your phones, show me your profile, go to view profile on your phone, and then show it to me on the camera. All right. When you're looking there at your profile, do you see that actually right here, view profile? Do you see on this third image here, there's that little pencil icon. I want you to click that pencil icon. Once you click that pencil icon, you're going to get into this area, which is edit the intro. But do you see where it says add name pronunciation? Mm-hmm. I want you guys to click that. And this is where you can hold that little button and you can record your name. And once you record your name, you're now going to have a little speaker next to your name. Now, what's great about this is you can say your name, but you have 10 full seconds to say a whole bunch of things. And so what I suggest doing is saying something like, hi, my name is Jen. Is it Milne? Milne? Hi, my name is Jen Milne, and I'm the general manager and COO of the name of your club. So you can give a little bit more information. Does anyone want to try to do this right now and post it to their profile so we could take a look at it? Ian, you have been so fabulous. I'm going to be very disappointed if you don't do this. So keep yourself muted and record it as fast as you can. Just say your name, or if you want to do a little bit more, you can, but I'm going to be very quiet right now. All right, and as we're doing this, I want to show you Ryan Artem has it already done. And you can see it right here next to his name. There's that little speaker. And if you click it, you would hear him say his name. All right, Ian, did you do it? Did you save it? Did anyone else try to do it? Do you want to tell me in the chat box? I'll pull you up. It looks like Carl might have done it. Carl did it. There he is. The unfortunate part is because I'm wearing earphones, if I was to listen to it, no one else could hear it. So Carl, great job. I see that you got the speaker. Ian, I think you've got the speaker. So what I want you guys to do is try to do this when you're done with this presentation, record it. And this way, even if you have an easy name, you can still put a little bit more flair in there and tell the world who you are so they hear your voice and they feel closer to you. Now, we just went through the top part of your LinkedIn profile. There are so many other areas to it. You can show that you're open to work. You can even show that you're providing services, and you can even post for jobs on the top of your LinkedIn profile. There's an about section. This is where you're going to write your professional manifesto, where you tell the world who you are and what you do. This is not an area to just copy and paste from an old bio or from your old resume. This is where you really want to tell who you are and how you're helping people. There's a featured section. Most people don't even know that this featured section exists. This is where you can have links back to your job, to your work, to your club. All right, there's a lot of information that you can put here on that featured section, videos if you wanted to. There's also the activity section. So as you're active on LinkedIn, as you're commenting and liking and sharing, it's showing up on your profile. This is something to keep in mind when you're researching other people and you're looking at what they're doing. By looking and seeing that they're active on LinkedIn, you know they're relevant, you know they're engaged, you know they're doing things. And you can really get an idea of what they're interested in and what they're doing. There are so many more sections to the profile. Most people don't even recognize, but there's the experience and the education. You can have your licenses and certifications. There's accomplishments. There's so much that you can infuse into this profile to really make it a 360-degree portrait of you as a professional. I want to talk a little bit more about the experience section because most of you here are leaders, you're managers, you're leading teams. And this is something that's important. What I'd like for you to do is get onto your profile again, and I want you to scroll down to your experience section. And I want to know, do you have an area in the experience section? Does it look like this icon? Does it look like those squares? If you have squares, that means one of two things. It means you either do not have a company page created for your club, or it means you didn't link correctly to the company page for your company. All right, so what you want to do is you want to get into the edit mode and see, is there a company page in the drop list? And then you want to select it. And if you select it, if it's there and you select it, you're suddenly going to get a logo. And you're going to be correctly linked to your company. However, if you do not have the name of your company is not in the list, it means you need to create a company page. All right. And there it is. When I click on that link, it takes me to my company's company page. And this is where I can learn more about that company. And it links you and it links all of the employees to your company page. Most people, when they think of LinkedIn, they just think of the profiles for people. But it's more than just people. It's people and companies. And so we want to make sure that we have that company created, that company page, because it's the place where you can tell your company's story and its mission and its values. It's where you can engage with followers and engage with people, not as yourself, but as your company. So this is where you can drive word of mouth and you can share career opportunities. Search Engine Land is a website, and it recently conducted a study. And what they did is they took 500 company brand names and they Googled the company brand names. And what they found, and this sort of blew their mind that they wrote a big article about this, but what they found is when you Google a company's name, 76% had their LinkedIn company page turning up on page 1 of the search results. So of the 500 companies, 381 with the LinkedIn page, boom, was right there on the first page of the search results. Now, this is important because if a person is searching for your company, you want them to see content that you have control over, and you have control over the LinkedIn company page, which then, of course, pushes those other pages down that you don't have control over, which is what we want. We want them to be on page 2. We don't want them to be on page 1. But when they were searching, they were looking, okay, when I Google, say, you know, Coca-Cola, now they weren't Googling Coca-Cola, they were doing much smaller companies. But what they were finding is the Instagram wasn't on page 1. YouTube wasn't on page 1. Twitter wasn't even on page 1, but it was LinkedIn over and over and over again. It pushed those other results down. And so this is important. If you want to have control over how others are seeing your company, having a LinkedIn page is going to make a big difference. How do you make a company page? I'm going to tell you right here. It's not a big secret. You click up there on the work waffle. Now, this is not on your mobile phone. This is on the LinkedIn desktop experience. You click on the work waffle, and then you click there where it says create a company page. It's that simple. One of the things that I like about company pages is when you look at a company's company page, it's not just about the company. It's about the number one asset that you guys have, which is your people, your employees. They're here as well, as long as they update their LinkedIn profile, they add their current experience, and they link to the company page. If you click here on people on the company page, you're going to see a listing of all the people who are your employees. This is important. This is important to know that it's public. People can see who works for you, but it also is important because if you are going to be recruiting people in, know that they can come in here and see, and they're going to see who they're working with, who they'd be working alongside. Which reminds me of this really old quote from Zig Ziglar, which was, the only thing worse than training employees and losing them is to not train them and keep them, which I think is a great quote, but I would change it a little bit. And that is, consider helping your employees optimize their LinkedIn profile, which blows people's minds when I say this, but people are going to be looking at their profiles, and you want to make sure that they are showing a really good story about the company as well. So, help them optimize your employees' profiles. And yes, you may risk losing them, but honestly, I don't think that's going to be a problem. But if you don't optimize and they look terrible and they look like they're looking, you may find that you're turning off potential prospects and candidates and partners. So if you want to be recruiting rock stars, you want to show that you have rock stars. And here's just an idea of, if you pay attention to your team and how they're looking on LinkedIn, you can really showcase a united front, a cohesion, a cohesive look that really gets people feeling like this is not only a company that I want to work for, but this is a company I want to be associated with. This is a really interesting team of people that are united. All right. I've talked and I've talked, but I want to give 15 minutes to Q&A because I know I've touched upon a lot of things here in terms of the brand, but I want to talk about what you want to talk about, and I want to answer the questions that you have. We also have 15 minutes, so I'm also happy to do a profile critique of anyone who would say, hey, Donna, can you help me tell me what I need to do on my LinkedIn profile? But we'll do that at the very end. Let's give 10 minutes to Q&A. So start putting those questions into the chat box, and I will start to answer those questions. Now, Beth had said to me, Donna, our people don't always ask a lot of questions. I said, no, they're going to ask me questions. I know they're going to ask me questions. Everyone has questions about LinkedIn. So ask me some questions and I will give you answers. And Ian has already kicked this off. He said, is there such a thing as posting too many recommendations? Do you mean posting recommendations for other people or getting recommendations, Ian? Getting recommendations. You know, do you remember the old quote that says, you can never be too young or too thin, too good looking. You can never have too many recommendations in my mind. I think having recommendations is a good thing. And I think I have like 130 recommendations on my LinkedIn profile myself. So clearly I'm a little biased here, but I do think you can't have too many, but you want to be smart about those recommendations. And what I mean by that is you don't want to have like 100 recommendations from 2014. You want to make sure that you have current recommendations. And you also want to make sure that you have recommendations for what you're doing today and not just what you were doing 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So you can't have too many recommendations, but do make sure that you have the right recommendations and current recommendations. Do you link with anyone that messages you, or are you selective? I get bombarded with salespeople. Yeah, me too. Lots and lots of annoying salespeople on LinkedIn of late. And I do agree with that. And I do believe in having an open network, because most people who don't have success on LinkedIn, the reason why they don't have success is they don't have a big enough network. They have a very small network, and they don't really see success because they're in a room of like very few people. So in order for you to really find success on LinkedIn, you do need to have a nice sized network. But with that said, you want to make sure that it's a network of the people that you know, people that you trust, the people that you like, the people that you've met, the people that you've worked with. You don't have to be overly concerned with, this person is in a different industry or a different, a different location. That's okay. As long as they're real people and they're professionals, definitely I would accept those. If a person is just clearly doing this for sales tactics, there's nothing wrong with just ignoring those requests. But definitely I would say, no, don't just accept connections, actually make those connections. Really spend time going out and connecting with people. And
Donald had a question about the best way to say you're looking for an opportunity.
all right. So the best way to say you're looking for a new opportunity, I'm going to assume that this would be for job search mode. And if it is, one of the best ways of doing that is coming here to your profile and saying that you're open to work, and coming in here, putting in the titles that you want, the job locations. You can say that you're flexible or you're actively applying. You can even say you're open to work. You can talk about your job types. Now this is the interesting part here. And you may have seen that some people have that green icon that says open to work on their profile picture. It's really in your face, guys. And you may say, hey, I want something and I want everyone to know about it. And, truthfully, who's going to take you to the ball if they think you're going steady with someone else? So there's nothing wrong, especially in this day and age, saying I'm actively and openly looking. And if so, you can come in here and you could put that banner on your profile picture. It's okay to do. With that said, some people are looking, but they're not looking in an obvious way. Maybe they're working somewhere else and they don't want to rock the boat. That would be one heck of a red flag, guys. And in that situation, it's okay to say recruiters only. And when you say recruiters only, it's something that only recruiters who are working at other companies and not your own would see. It's a little thing that they could toggle on and off on the LinkedIn recruiter platform that they have. So this is the most obvious way to show people or to show recruiters that you're looking. The other way to really look and let people know is to optimize your profile and look to see those job descriptions that people are posting for positions that you would be interested in, and look at those job positions, those job descriptions, and look at the keywords that they use to describe that position. And then once you know what those keywords are, what are those strengths and those abilities and those core competencies that person would have? Look at those core competencies, look at those strengths, look at those keywords, and then infuse them into your profile, not in an obnoxious way, but tell a story that really showcases you as that person. And when you do that and you have a nice network, you will find that people start reaching out to you. All right. So that would be my suggestion if you're looking for opportunity. All right. I used to insist on meeting people first. That has pretty much gone by the wayside. Yeah. How do you unconnect with someone? That's a great question. How do you unconnect with someone? This is how you unconnect with someone. You'd come over here to a person that you know, and you come over here to more, and you click remove connection. And once you do that, a marching band runs down the street and tells the person that you've unconnected with them. And no, nothing happens. They do not know. You are safe. You are safe unconnecting. You are safe unfollowing. In fact, here's the thing. Why are you removing a connection? If you're removing a connection because they simply post too much and they're annoying to you because of all of this, posting that they're doing, what you do is you can just come over here as well and just say unfollow, and then they're going to be quiet. You're still connected to them. You still have access to their network. You can see those mutual connections, but you're not listening to them drone on and on and on. But if they're really someone who you don't like and you really don't want to have in your network, maybe they're messaging you, maybe they're doing more things than that. In that situation, you want to click on their profile. There's nothing wrong with Erin. She's a lovely lady. I'm not suggesting her, but you just come over here to more and just hit remove connection. Okay. What other questions do you guys have for me? I've got 6 minutes, and then at 6 minutes, I can then tell you my number one tip for LinkedIn. So I can either answer some more questions, or I could do a very quick profile critique, and then I will give my number one. What would you guys like? Do you want the number one critique? You want the number one profile tip, or do you want someone to do a little critique? We'll look at a person's profile. Oh, how do you recover an account that you've not used in a few years? You got to break into it, or you need to report it to LinkedIn. It's not overly easy, but if you can, if you want, email me or call me and I can walk you through it. All right, Bridget's saying tip. She wants the tip. She doesn't want to do a profile critique. Everyone seems to want to do a tip. 2 people out of what, 60 something. Tip. I'm happy to do a tip. And you're being a contrarian here. Everyone's saying tip. Yes. I'm always happy to do critiques. So you can always give me a call and I'll take a look at it. All right. So we're gonna do a tip, guys. Beth, it's tip time.
Perfect.
We're not gonna do the critique.
Perfect. Once you're done with the tip, we'll go with the password and we'll wrap it up.
All right. Fabulous. Bear with me for 1 second. I got to get my. All right. And so my number one secret is, are you guys waiting? Are you like really excited? All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. I want you to have fun. I don't want you to get on LinkedIn because you're looking for a job. I don't want you to get on LinkedIn because you're looking for sales. I don't want you to get on LinkedIn and try to take from people. That's not the point of it. I want you to get on LinkedIn because you want to have fun, and you're on LinkedIn because you want to add value. You want to educate, you want to inspire, you want to give, you want to help others. You want to connect people. That right here, I know it sounds very simple, but this is truly the big differentiator. When you see the people who are very, very successful on LinkedIn, They're successful not because they're trying to get something out of people. They are successful because they're on LinkedIn and they're using it as a platform to help others. They're using it to connect with people. They're using it to do good. And when you do that, you have fun, you help others, and then this weird thing called karma comes around and it starts to help you. And you start to really find that this is not only is it fun, but it's giving me so much opportunity that you may never have even imagined, but it's there for you. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this presentation, I hope you did. I enjoyed seeing all your smiling faces, all of those people who turned on your camera. I salute you. A round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me your face. But on August 19th, we're going to do this again. But we're not just going to talk about branding. We're going to talk about getting active. We're going to talk about engaging. We're going to really talk about making LinkedIn work for you. So we're not going to talk at all about the profile or the brand or the message. We're not talking about that. We're actually going to really talk about, okay, now you've got that profile. What more can you do? That's what we're going to talk about on August 19th. And I hope to goodness sake, you guys will sign up so I can see your wonderful faces again. And with that said, here's the magic information. That's my phone number. That's my email. And that's my website. I'd love for you guys to give me a call, shoot me an email, or visit my website, check out my free resources, check out my book. It's all there for you to take. Thank you so very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Donna. I love the fact that we were able to do it on the fly, bring up our phones and do it on the fly, and everybody was able to hopefully at least make one little change to their online LinkedIn while we were on the call this morning. So thank you so much for that. Again, don't forget the August 19th for the second session. We'll dive a little bit deeper, as Donna said, in how to, now that you've gotten it correct, how do you use it and use it effectively? So thank you so much for that. And the password for today is the word brand with a capital B. You can use the link that was in the chat earlier, or you can always find the links for all of the FL-CMAA education on the education tab on the member only side, and also the public side of the website. Under education and in the left-hand toolbar, there is the word education credits. So you can always find it there as well. And it just reminds me I need to go make sure it's there today. So you have until Thursday morning to go ahead and submit your education credits. And we look forward to seeing you. We've got a wine session tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock with our wine sessions class. And then next week we have, what do we have next week? Next week we have, my calendar's not in the right place. We have Henry is doing the Gator Region Roundtable. If you have any questions you want to do for that. And then we've also got the club benchmarking webinar on the 19th. So stay tuned in with us, stay active, and we look forward to seeing you again. And Donna, this was so engaging today, and thank you so much for all of your help. And thank you to Ryan and to Brett for introducing us to you. So we thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Bye.